Happy New Year 2025. Driver, please hold. Hey, escort. You don't do hold on. I have important information for you. Let me come down. Driver, you can go. Welcome to 2025. You see that rubbish what happened in 2024? When you go to work hard, you not go see money. Even with the small money we get, you go the ball. Somebody go to hate on you. You are going to say, God forgive them. That rubbish is not going to happen in this year 2025. Anybody will climb your stage, match your head and walk away from the stage. Oh, no. In this year, you're not going to visit hospital for sickness. Police and court case is not going to be your portion. Anybody where they beat you, will set trap for you. That trap, you're going to catch them. In fact, in this year, now only money where will give you peace of mind and will come to you. If you believe in this thing, what talk, type amen in the comment section. You know what? Let me give you the first alert of 2025. Type amen in this comment with your account number. All you have to do, follow celebrity_dog breeder. I will give you the money. In the case, remember, don't follow Nyash in 2025. Go and ask those who follow Nyash for 2024. Where are they? Like I say, anybody will climb your stage in this year, marching head and walk away. Oh, dogo.
Wega mama no we movement yo. Suwe mama ni me washa you. Ai momo nengene mele. E mata no. Obono nwe mi on la boleka on la bolivier. Ali jambo. No value me. You did my back, they pour me dirty. You come my front, you they clean my body. You they waka just to make me cry. One day you go waka lost. Oh no. Feel to be open way, who I kick my God, it no be your man. Feel to be open way, who I kick my God, it no be your man.
When I was in again, I thought I mama where go. Where Master Wambo do down there. Ojimara de Alaita Royo. When I was in again, I thought I mama where go. Where Master Wambo do down there. I said my body Alaita Azo. Ojimara de Alaita Royo. Okama wadi alagi kwa loloko. Ojimara de Alaita Royo. Atala kado yo. Esa oye.
Sorry guys, welcome. I was trying to set up my videos and I want to play for you guys. So I came back. Hey, I say, you know what? This time around, as they happen, they bring them. So there's been a recent explosion in Jigawa that took lives. Okay. So Peter Obi visited it. Guess how many lives, my people? 180 lives caused by the tanker gas explosion in the state. Let's hear what the president that we voted for, let's hear what he said about it. Oh, Nigeria.
Yes, Excellency, my dear brother.
Kai, I don't know. Mona, wait, oh, I want that this thing that they get problem with now for a little bit. Hold on. Eh? Mm.
Your Excellency, my dear brother. Your Excellency, the Governor, Mr. Speaker, let me represent on all you and existing protocols. Your Excellency, I was here about a month ago. I didn't expect to come back very soon in the circumstances we're here today. But we can't question the Almighty Allah. We're here on His behalf, by His grace and everything. We're here, I'm here on behalf of my family, on behalf of Labour Party, on behalf of the obedient groups, to most sincerely condole you on this very great loss of your beloved mother and your beloved son. We know what it means for somebody to just lose one person. But when it happens the way it happened to you, you often question
with a very heavy heart on behalf of myself, my family, government of Jigawa State, and the entire people of Jigawa State. I want to thank you most sincerely for the show of love and compassion you have been doing to the people of Jigawa State. Like you said, this is your second time to condole us on different issues. Your Excellency, this is a sign of love and friendship. Your love for the people of Jigawa State has clearly manifested, and we thank you very much for that. So, Your Excellency, we thank you so much for this concern, and we thank you so much for this visit. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be with you as you come here safely. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be with you and take you back safely. We are sincerely grateful. We feel indebted to you for this show of love. Once again, thank you very much, Your Excellency. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Now here am. Abeg, let's observe. I want to get into the habit of observing 1 minute of silence for those who sadly, not on by their own accord or mistake, passed away. It's a real shame, oh, honestly. May their souls rest in peace. So may Nigeria not happen to our people back home. Because it's getting more and more, it's getting more and more disturbing by the day, you know. But you know what? As it dey hot, make we continue to dey talk. This is why we cannot be quiet. If there's any reason why we shouldn't be silent, I think we should even ramp it up even more now, this year. Everybody should, more people should be coming out and talking. More people should be coming out and speaking about this. Eh? Because we cannot continue like this. This is not normal. I refuse to accept it as normal. I refuse to accept it as Nigeria's new normal. No, I'm not going to accept it. So I'm doing my own part. Okay. I am going to continue to do my own part. In fact, I, like you guys have seen, however often during the day that I need to come out, that's what I'm going to do. Because this cannot be accepted as normal. It's only when we accept it as normal that these things will continue to fly. But if we say no, we are not accepting it as normal, guess what? They will begin to, for some, maybe the people will now decide, okay, you know what, let's do this once and for all and get rid of the madness that is going on. Shebi, they said they have established French, allegedly, oh, they say French base don't come Nigeria for north. Your government denied. We all know, you and I know. I bring the video come here when Ned Vivian do. We all know because this is what happens when your people, you cannot trust your government. This is what happens when the people have lost trust in their government. Now outsiders will come, they feed them with information. This is what happens. We you know what? We go ramp them up. We will ramp it, increase the noise. We will increase the noise because we can't continue like this. So, my people, we cannot be tired. We cannot be. We must refuse to be tired because this is the only country we have. The only one, not be two. Hey, Misty, welcome, my sister. Compliments of the season. Compliments. Thank you. Welcome.
Da muka samu ga manyan 'yan ta'addan nan da muka kama sun kace muna to akwai wata shawara da ake yi amma shugabannin Najeriya sun san da ita. Shine akwai wani daji da aka ce ma gaba nan wajen Sokoto ga gayinsu yake.
What General Abdurrahman Chiani of Niger Republic is saying is that the Nigerian government is aware of the formation of the new terrorist organization, Lakurawa. This group has been terrorizing the northwestern part of Nigeria since their formation a few months ago. And General Chiani says he personally informed Nigeria's NIA and the NSA, that's Nuhu Ribadu, and the Nigerian government took the intel seriously at the time. That was why they sent a delegation to Niger Republic. When the delegation arrived in Niamey, they spoke directly with the captured terrorists who belong to the Lakurawa group. General Chiani also expressed his surprise that every intel his country provided to the Nigerian government. They later found out that Nigerian government knew about the movement by France to create a space in between Sokoto border with Zamfara state to accommodate the Lakurawa group.
Jihohi wannan na kewaye da in baga ka san Mungunu, in ka tashi da Mungunu daga Maiduguri hanya ce zuwa ka je Mungunu, daga Mungunu sai ka je har can Baga wannan. To Bagan nan duk kewaye in ka wuce sai ka je iyaka Chad.
In the same broadcast, General Chiani said that Tinubu received a substantial amount of money from France for a military base near Maiduguri, Borno State, that France now has a military base in Borno State. In the French version of this broadcast, General Chiani mentioned names of people involved, the locations of the terrorist organization with coordinates, including dates of specific events and the amount of money France is paying to them to destabilize his country. Obviously, he got all this information from the captured terrorists. Meanwhile, the Nigerian government has reacted to General Chiani's allegation in the viral video. In a statement released by Nigeria's Minister for Information on behalf of the government, he called the allegations baseless. He spoke to BBC in Hausa.
Wai an yi saboda a je a wato a hargitsa ƙasar Nijar, wannan ba gaskiya bane. Gwamnatin Najeriya ba ta da wannan niyya, ba taɓa tunani ba ko ba taɓa kulla.
There's no English version anywhere. Releasing an official government response to something that borders on national security in Hausa language alone seems a bit lame. The minister only released a written statement in English. On the other hand, General Chiani made his broadcast in 3 languages: French, Hausa, and their local Zema. Anyway, part of the statement released by Minister of Information reads, "The federal government of Nigeria strongly rejects allegations made in a viral video by the military leader of Niger Republic, General Abdurrahman Chiani, claiming non-existent collusion between Nigeria and France to destabilize his country. These claims exist solely in the realm of imagination, as Nigeria has never engaged in any overt or covert alliance with France or any other country to sponsor terrorist attacks or destabilize the Niger Republic in the wake of the undemocratic change in the leadership of that country. Nigeria's armed forces, in collaboration with partners in the multinational joint task force, are succeeding in curbing terrorism within the region. It is, therefore, absurd to suggest that Nigeria would conspire with any foreign power to undermine the peace and security of a neighboring country. Neither the Nigerian government nor any of its officials has ever been involved in arming or supporting any terror group to attack Niger Republic. Furthermore, no part of Nigeria has been ceded to any foreign power for subversive operations in Niger Republic. We reiterate our full support to senior Nigerian government officials for their untiring commitment to fostering peace and security between the government and people of Nigeria and Niger, and for their efforts towards stronger cooperation in the ECOWAS region. The accusation that Nigeria seeks to sabotage Niger's pipelines and agriculture is both unfounded and counterproductive. Nigeria has consistently supported Niger's economic development through joint energy and infrastructure projects such as the Trans-Saharan Gas Pipeline and the Kano-Maradi Railway Project. It is illogical to suggest that Nigeria would undermine initiatives it has actively promoted. The claims about the alleged establishment of a so-called Lakurawa terrorist headquarters in Sokoto State, purportedly orchestrated by Nigeria in collaboration with France, are baseless. Nigeria has been a regional leader in combating terrorism, dedicating significant resources and lives to ensure stability in the Lake Chad Basin and beyond. The public is urged to disregard these false allegations. Those making such claims, particularly the military leader in Niger Republic, must provide credible evidence to substantiate them. Any attempt to blackmail Nigeria over ECOWAS's principled stance against the unconstitutional seizure of power in the Niger Republic is both disingenuous and doomed to fail. In conclusion, President Chiani's allegations are not only unfounded, but also a dangerous attempt to divert attention from his administration's shortcomings. You see, Nigerian politicians make it easy for Nigerians not to trust them. They have a history of lying and denying things like this, only for them to become true a few days after. In fact, their modus operandi is to deny any rumor or statements like this, and most of the rumors they've denied in the past, especially under this administration, have all become true afterwards. To most Nigerians, anything they deny can be taken as the truth. Even when the Nigerian military overthrew Bazoum, the Nigerian government denied ever trying to invade Niger until investigative journalist David Hundeyin released the evidence. So in this situation, Nigerians can choose who to believe, whether it's the Nigerian government or the Nigerian government.
Guys, I'm about to cash a check for $180,000 and get my entire car.
There's no doubt that the Nigerian military has inflicted heavy losses on terrorists, But going by the way they are fighting the war, it seems a bit like they are not giving it the seriousness it deserves. It's almost like they don't want it to end. How can they explain the fact that with all the shiny new military equipment they acquired the past decade, from drones to fighter jets and other reconnaissance aircraft, they are not able to locate these guys, mobilize ground troops to make sure there is no escape path for them, and hit them really hard? Then ground troops will give a chase and finish the job. They must stay on the chase until the job is finished, even if it takes several days or months. Yes, including all air support. They are aware that most of their arms flow in from the Sahel. So why haven't the military blockaded the entire northern border to block the flow of arms? And once they can't resupply, they can't fight. This is simple. The military should not only have heavy presence in the entire northern border, the border should be under 24-hour surveillance from the air. The military should be on the offensive, not waiting for them to strike before deploying to the scene. They should be hunting and hitting them hard before they ever have the chance to plan and mobilize for any operation. The primary role of the military is to defend Nigeria from external aggression. Most of these terrorists are foreigners who came into Nigeria and are now recruiting Nigerians. And since they don't pass through the normal border crossing into Nigeria, the military already failed in their responsibility for not stopping them from entering Nigeria. Military bases should be more concentrated in border states and outskirts of many cities like it is obtainable in other countries. The way military bases are sited in Nigeria seems like they are meant to control civilians more than fighting external aggression. Military bases should be sited 30 to 50 kilometers outside city centers. Soldiers can still live in the city with their families when they are not on deployment. And of course, without their uniforms. They shouldn't be moving around with their uniforms when they are off duty. All the hit and run the military conducts against terrorists will never be effective. The insurgency will never end. And in some cases, they miss their targets, like they hit civilians in Sokoto State a few days ago. They continue to deny it while the governor already published images of the places they hit. The other day, they also hit Kaduna State. They've been fighting this war the past decade. It's time to change strategy. If they truly want this to end, they can end this within a few months. The more they romance the terrorists, the more they acquire sophisticated weapons. The Nigerian military recently announced that terrorists overran a military base in Borno State with suicide drones. How did they acquire these drones? It's obvious they are getting help from powerful people or powerful countries. Fighting the war in the manner the military does only guarantees that it will never end in the near future. Rather, they will continue to become more audacious. All the actors involved must understand that the only language they understand is brute force. Hit and run is an act of cowardice. You don't need to give them a breathing space, and within a short while, they will be gone for good.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Ferrari, and I am the CEO of Phoenix Capital Group. We look forward to you joining us.
On the plans of France in Nigeria, it can only be imagined because of the relationship between Tinubu and Macron. In his 19 months in power, Tinubu has visited France 6 times, and the last visit he went with a huge entourage. They later announced that France will be investing in the solid mineral sector in Nigeria. They didn't name the specific mineral that France wants to mine in northern Nigeria. It's a given that if a French company eventually starts mining operations in northern Nigeria, France might have some sort of military presence in northern Nigeria. That's how they operate. And by that time, the Nigerian government will make excuses saying something like they are only there because of the company. France is desperate for natural resources, having lost ground in Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger, and in Chad, where they've started pulling out their military personnel after they were given the boot. So there's no doubt that they need a nearby base around these countries to continue their surveillance or subversive operations. If you look around Africa, in countries where there are massive natural resources, there's always insurgency, militancy, and wars of all sorts around these areas. Some of these are disagreements between locals about how to share the resources, which in most cases degenerate into wars, while a growing majority are from external forces of destabilization to distract the people while they extract natural resources. With this, even the money you make from the natural resources cannot be peacefully invested in infrastructure in your communities so that locals can live the good life like their counterparts in other parts of the world. They mine the natural resources and still prevent you from enjoying the little royalties they pay you. You lose your natural resources, you lose the money, your environment and communities are devastated by wars and mining activities. You lose on all fronts. So all the major actors benefit from the process except the poor. The problem is the poor will be the first to defend their oppressors. They fight their wars without even knowing them personally just because they are of the same ethnicity or religion. They are mostly distracted by things that don't matter, things that won't put food on their table, things that won't provide jobs to their people, like these guys removing a Christmas banner by a senator representing their senatorial zone. Maybe they feel their religion is the majority, so the senators shouldn't be wishing minorities happy Christmas. Like the saying goes, when you want to fight for Nigeria, you use your two hands. You will use one hand to fight the corrupt system, while the other hand will be used to fight Nigerians, stopping you from fighting their oppressors.
As long as we don't use our laws, we don't take care, we don't punish those who are offenders, then only God knows where Nigeria is moving to. We blame the bandits every day. Why do we blame them? They risk their lives. The what of these people in government houses well protected, but looting treasury every day. And when we see them, we almost worship them, we praise them, we sing about them, we dance for them, we create drama for them. This was not the culture of Sokoto Caliphate. This was not the culture of Sokoto Caliphate. Somebody came here and met Muhammad Bello during his own time. He couldn't believe that was the Caliph. He said, I'm looking for the Caliph. He said, this is the Caliph. He said, no, you can't be the Caliph. He said, I'm the Caliph. What we were told is during the government work, they use the government light. Then during their private work, they use their private things. How do we expect Nigeria to move forward? And we don't blame ourselves, including myself, university lecturer, doesn't attend the lectures, is always busy following politicians, becoming the scribe of politicians, waiting for? No, hand out. Something is really wrong. We have to think. I can't believe this. How can somebody justify to me and tell me that 500 cows being moved, nobody will trace their steps, no dust, and they disappear? And you tell me former director, NSO, another, former director, NSA, another, former NSA, another, director of military intelligence, former, another. Yeah, something is wrong.
Find affordable health insurance plans. Lowest prices, easiest.
Ko gwamnatin tarayya ne ko shugaban kasa ne wallahi ba mu tsoronsa. Sai dai mu yi biyayya saboda girmama shugabanci, amma ba za a dinga cin mana mutunci ba. Mutane suna yunwa suna wahala. Ya kamata a duba shugabanci. Shugabanci shine sauraron mutane.
Bala Mohammed, Bauchi State Governor and Chairman of PDP Governors Forum, speaking in a reception he organized for Christians in Bauchi State. This is the way opposition is supposed to be speaking. Tinubu used to speak this way when he was in opposition. They are behaving as if they are afraid. The fact that Tinubu is hounding and intimidating, arresting anyone that is opposing his administration doesn't mean the opposition should cower. No. If they speak this way, they will be giving Nigerians the motivation to at least speak up also. Hear what he said in Hausa. I call on you to pray for Nigeria and pray for all the leaders of Nigeria, including myself, because Nigeria needs prayers. We are facing difficulties. There is a lot of wahala. There is a lot of hunger, and it is something that we have to pray for God to obliterate. We have to say it, but certainly we are not insulting anybody. We are calling on the presidency and the federal government to change their style. Whenever a policy is not popular, they should listen to them. They should not be arrogant and think that whatever we bring must be. This is not an oligarchy. This is not a military rule. They must listen to the people, and that is what makes a good leader. And we pledge to be loyal to them. But anything they are doing contrary to that, they are calling for anarchy, calling for interference, and it is unacceptable. There are a lot of wahala. We must work together across the party lines, across the tiers of government to provide succor and solace to the Nigerian people. It is not about pride or ego. We must be able to do things that people will be assisted with, because whatever it is, the situation was not like this before. If the situation was bad before I came, tell me, and I must change. And that is why the presidency must listen to the cries about tax reform. It is not a good policy for northern Nigeria, because we are not going to get money to pay you salaries, to do roads. They must listen. Otherwise, they are calling for anarchy, and that is not good. We voted for the presidency in this state and other states. They must listen to us. They must not come up with policies that favor only one section of the country or even one state in the country. It is not about religion. It is not about tribe. It is about national unity. It is about national hegemony, and this is what we are all about: good leadership. We will continue to be loyal for the time being. If the situation persists, they will see our real color. We are going to fight for it. We are not afraid of them, even if it's the president, except that we only show respect. Whether it is a traditional institution, or it is the federal government, or it is the president, honestly, we are not afraid of them. But we can only show our obedience and respect to leadership, but we will not allow anyone to denigrate us. People are suffering and are hungry. They need to look at their leadership style. Leadership is people and being sensitive to their feelings. Leadership is doing what the people want. But I appeal to you that since we've endured to this point, we should continue to be more patient, because living in peace is what we need. We should continue to pray for the president and his government that God will make them listen. May God make them change their minds and policies in a way that will be beneficial to all Nigerians, in a way that will drive away hunger, the insults, insecurity, and all the things they want to bring that will cause division among Nigerians.
Thinking that whatever they come, it must be. This is not an oligarchy. This is not a military rule. They must listen to the people. And that is what makes a good leader. And that's why the presidency must listen to the tax reform. It is not a good policy for northern Nigeria. They must not come up with policy that favors only one section of the country or one state in the country. It is not.
Listen, if you've been in a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this AI app instead. That's what I did, and that's how I got.
If you oppose the current administration, you don't like their policies, you want them removed from power, you must align with all opposition members. Everyone in opposition, you must make them your friend. That's how to win. That's how politics works. You can't pick and choose and say, this person is this. No, I wouldn't work with this person, or this person is that. No, don't bring this person close. He's known for this, he's known for that. No, you must align and work with everyone in opposition. It's not about whether you like tax reform or whether you hate the fact that some northern states are opposing the tax reform. By the way, the tax reform, especially the VAT, is nice. But the problem is the timing. There is so much suffering across Nigeria. There is so much poverty. And if the tax reform scales through at the National Assembly, that will mean that more money will go to states where VAT is generated. That also means that states that generate less VAT revenue will receive less. That means more states will be impoverished, especially in northern Nigeria. Not that it is anyone's fault that they are generating less VAT revenue, but you that very wrong. Just like the petrol subsidy and naira devaluation, the way it was done is still wrong. It remains wrong till today. It should have been done gradually, a gradual removal of petrol subsidy. And now they are trying to do the same thing with VAT. If they cut it off suddenly, it will lead to massive poverty at a time when they have brought so much poverty across Nigeria. The more you have people in poverty, the more there are crimes everywhere. We're already dealing with a lot of security challenges in Nigeria. We can't solve them. More than a decade, we've had Boko Haram and other terrorist organizations, and now they want to suddenly cut off the revenue of some states. It is not only northern states that will bear the brunt. Some southern states also do not generate enough VAT revenue. And if they truly believe in their reforms, the way they are marketing the reforms to Nigerians, if they truly believe that things will materialize in Nigeria in the nearest future, then why not wait until it materializes before implementing the tax reforms? Yes, there's no need to implement it now. Why the rush? Because that will obviously lead to more poverty across Nigeria. You see, the kind of power and control the current administration enjoys, no other administration in Nigeria's recent history enjoyed such powers. They have virtually no opposition in both houses of National Assembly. The courts are always willing to stamp and approve on anything they bring to court. Is it the police? Is it the army and other security agencies? Their loyalty to the administration is not in question. So these kind of powers, they are supposed to use it to turn around the fortunes of Nigerians. Even Buhari, despite destroying Nigeria's economy, still had serious opposition in the National Assembly. Today, only lone voices, mostly from the same APC, oppose the current administration. But what do Nigerians get in return? Mass poverty everywhere, arrogance, always gloating, things that obviously are not working, trying to convince Nigerians that they are working. Look at the so-called presidential chart. Even the journalists couldn't ask him any question. They were just there as yes men. Imagine such a missed opportunity.
I have some of your supporters say you are not like Jonathan. We will win you and you will go. We will win you and you will go. And that voting will go for Viva. Nobody will force us for anybody. We are not monarch and we are not under your discipline. We vote you to rule us for the 4 years. Nobody will go for 6 years and nobody will carry us back to that ballot paper where you carry it, go Lagos in your house, continue to print it. You say you win election. No way, Oga. Nobody can force us that thing. We don't afraid of anybody, but only we can respect. Me, I can only respect, but we come through and we continue educating our people to know.
This man has always been very vocal in criticizing and holding the current administration to account. And the surprising thing is that he is an APC member. Yes, many people don't know. This is the kind of rhetoric, this is the kind of reasoning Nigerians must adopt. Not saying, no matter what you vote, they have already written the results. No, you stand your ground. This needs to be repeated over and over again so that Nigerians can understand it. You do not have any other option. No, none exists except coming out to vote, coming out to stand your ground and make sure that your votes count. Everything is in your power. They are not going to amend the laws to suit what you want, to make it mandatory that INEC must upload results. They are not going to do that. After all, the laws already exist. It's just that they manipulated it and the courts supported them. Yes, the problem is not laws. The problem is implementation. Are they going to abide by existing ones, not to talk of new ones? Something that you know that will ensure that they will never return to power. How are they going to do it? They won't do it for you. So Nigerians must troop out even in more numbers, more than in 2023, to vote them out. If you don't do that, imagine what the next term will be. Someone that is treating you this way in his first term, he is doing as if he doesn't need your votes to come back in his second term. So that's why you have to fight back and tell them, hey, my vote must count whether you like it or not. It is my constitutionally backed right that I must vote, and INEC is bound to count my vote and make sure it is the votes that are collated. It is left for Nigerians to do this. Since they don't want to do it, you have to force it on them. You must stand your ground. If anyone is hoping that someone else will come to fight for him, the person is living in delusion. You must fight for yourself. If you cannot spare that one day, definitely that day is already a national public holiday. You must spare that day, the entire day, to make sure that your votes count, to make sure that you stand your ground to defeat anyone trying to impose a candidate, carry away ballot box, or chase everyone away from the polling unit to make sure your votes don't count. You must take your destiny in your hands. You don't have any other option. Are you going to fight them? You cannot fight them. You can't match their military power. So don't even go there. Your only way is the constitutionally backed way, because you are not the one in power. They are the one in power. They can easily intimidate you once you break the law. So the one you know that you will not be breaking any law, that's the one you will do. Make sure you come out to vote, mobilize people in your community. That is the only chance for a better Nigeria you can have. Otherwise, they will continue. And what they will do to Nigerians in their second term can only be imagined.
Una don hear o, no be me talk am. Well, I am here, me, I go just come bring the thing come for una. I don't support am. Me no believe say election go give us wetin we want. Everybody get to take care, think their matter. Personally, I don't believe that an election is going to give Nigerians what they want. Last 2023 was a golden opportunity. If people are not ready to take back their own by force, there's nothing you can do. These people are ready, they're already acting like 2027 is sure for them. They're acting as if they already have the numbers. It doesn't matter, your voting is irrelevant. That's how they're acting. They are only doing things to benefit themselves, to your own detriment. What then media is saying makes sense. Like if that is if the people are ready to stand and say, if I perish, I perish. If that is not happening, if the same thing that happened 2023 is going to happen again, forget it. Ha!
He went to Ojota and a few other places to campaign seriously. In fact, what did they not do to Jonathan? Not just placard, but they carried even effigies to show Jonathan as a dead person. They castigated his wife. They called out manners of names, all because they said they didn't want something. Are you telling me that the realization just came to Tinubu today, or the day he was sworn in, and then, like he met his epiphany on the road to Eagle Square? Is that how it works? Or he knew, and all he wanted to do was play politics so that they can drive Jonathan out and they can come in by way of subterfuge? So which one do you think it is? Now can we begin to talk seriously? Who is going to be telling me that, it's long overdue? Since when has it been long overdue? There was Professor Sam Aluko, who told us many years ago, wrote about it, that if they tell you devalue your money, your currency, don't do it. And Aluko went ahead to say, whoever tries to do that has committed treason.
Yeah.
And he said not just about treason, because the very first thing the government must do was to protect the lives and property of the people and safeguard them from poverty. And then you are embarking on a policy. Do you know what a policy is? I'll tell you what a policy is. A policy is not a statement you make on the day you are sworn in. A policy is a process. You go into it with all manners of seriousness. You call the experts, you debate it, you work on it. You begin to look at how that policy, if you want to call it a reform, whatever you will, is going to lead to productivity. So tell us, what was done? Where was the panel set up? Which people looked at it and said, if we go into a lot of this, in 10 years, we are going to be out. So it will now take a World Bank to tell us it will take 15 years for what the World Bank crafted, or what became a flippant declaration by one person, and you want to call it a policy. Is that the way?
from an APC. Bola was campaigning for His Excellency, the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, and he was abusing everybody that he is not going for Muslim ticket. He said it's better he die. I'm surprised when they give him appointment and he collect. That is when he's looking for a foot. And I want those my Christian brother to understand. He was campaigning himself and Babashir. Say they cannot go for Muslim. They cannot go. Okay, why do Muslim give you ticket, give you appointment and you take? If as I campaign, if Atiku win and he give me appointment, I swear to God, I will never take it. I will not. I will tell him, thank you very much, Your Excellency, for organizing there. I'm still in APC. But these people presume they don't have party. They only have, and I want a Christian brother to understand. What are their position when they say they cannot go for Christian? Okay, why do you take appointment on Muslim ticket while you go against them and now you come back, they give you appointment? That is when you're a hungry man. You are just looking for a food to eat. So don't convince a brother Christian. Say it's Muslim ticket while you are looking for a food. Tell them, say, Pastor, I'm looking for money to manage myself and food. Simple. Tell Pastor or Father, don't come and confuse a brother Christian and you make us having a crisis for nothing. That time the thing wanted to bring a crisis. What people say is Muslim, especially in Bola. Every day is in television channel. I was shocked when you go channel is defending President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I was shocked from there. I said this one is not worthy. And that person, I'm sorry, I had Mr. President, the before president said that they have already finished Atiku because they use Wiki and Bola. Atiku is not the only candidate in Nigeria. Mind you, Atiku is not the only candidate. Or later, he joined the Labour to fight Peter Obi or Konko. So no, we have many candidates. We don't want to make sure them, Oga. 2027 come, you will see the candidate because we cannot continue like this. This suffering, we cannot continue. You can give Bola, Daniel Bola appointment. That is his problem. You can give Bashir also that because they're looking for food too. But me, Gololo, I'm not looking for food. I'm looking for a candidate that can deliver the masses. They will have food to eat. They will have security. They will have water. They will have light. Not in the north. We will stay for 3 months. There is no light, and you come back. Say I will vote you. No road, no single route. A motor will follow. No, Oga. If you want to even just put it from here, say from Benue, you want to go to Kalba. There's a place they call Bakwara. If you go there, you have to leave the road, enter community. Or from here, say you are going to even Kaduna, no road. You are going from there, Bidda, both out to Oyo, no road. From here from Akwanga, Jos, Bauchi, Gombe, Borno, no road. Even in Lagos, expressway, Lagos-Ibadan expressway, no road. From take that express to Ijebu, then you just bus out to Ore, and you come to Olututu, then you take up to Ore, from Ore to Akure, then you enter into Bini, no road. From Okene to Awuchi is another health. Where do we have motorable road in the whole Nigeria? No motorable road. Your Excellency, for the 1 year, no road, and people are telling you, say, you have finished PDP, you finished Labour, and you will win election. They are confusing you. We are the people who have the vote. We know where to go. We are not a cow. We are not a horse. If you draw horse, you cannot force the horse to take a river. You can't force the horse to take the water, but you can drag it to the river, but you cannot force it to take the water. Otherwise, you and him will have this thing. We are not going to fight anything. We cannot say anything, but the vote will be determined. Atiku is not even a candidate now. We are not talking about Atiku Obi, because Obi was the governor. We are not talking about Obi or Konko. So no. We have solid candidate. We don't want to measure the candidate. One will come 2027. Before 12, Your Excellency, we will make sure, say.
Some people ask Dr. Garros, someone he sponsor you.
Who are the person? Now, we repeated this in 2 times. I don't need to repeat something. I, as a senior retired military, to my mom, do you see my color like say somebody will shatter me? Who is the person? Who is the person? All the people you are accused, they are passing with the cloth. Let's dress and enter mosques. Not financial. Dress and enter mosques. You see, dress. Then you are telling me, say, who will sponsor me? Unless God. Me, I'm only depending on God and the masses. Masses, prayer of masses is what I'm feeding with. Because they pray for me all the time. They don't say I'm with them. You cannot expect us to buy a corn, 120,000. Guinea corn, 120,000. Buy rice, 120. Christmas, we don't know how we can do this Christmas with our brother Christian. Some of them, they will be not even, you can't even see Gary to buy to cook for Christmas. Then ever. 2 kilos of rice. And you're telling me, say, somebody, who they sponsor me? Now, Hungary, they sponsor me. I'm poor party. Come on. For everybody in Nigeria, the whole masses. Simple. I don't have any sponsor. If you have the sponsor, let the sponsor go out to the station. Tell say I sponsor Gololo, or a minister or anybody say you see me in his office, even the president say you see me in his office, say I'm begging for appointment. I don't need appointment, Oga. Masses are suffering. Make sure you arrange where people can be able to feed, have a security, have a light, have a water, travel by road, not by air. Is there everybody have the money to travel by air? There's no road. No road in the whole Nigeria. So for 1 year, you know, commission any road, then you're expecting a result, say, which you new hope. While you bring a central bank, collapse central bank, who have demolished one bank, and you bring him, you say it's a central bank governor. Since he come, we are going off for hardship. Dollars now is 1,768 naira, and you are telling me say the economy is moving. You carry somebody say Udu. No be to wake up say economy and the minister of economy and planning. He's not planning anything. He's planning for himself and his family. And they are gathering money for 2027. 2027 money cannot work. Masses are tired. They are hungry. Well, then we will show are hungry for vote. We are not protesting anything, because when you protest, they arrest you. They charge you for terrorists, for protest. While somebody is protesting before, the president is a protest against the soldier. They didn't arrest him, say he's a terrorist. But now, he's arresting poor man, say he's a terrorist. So we are prepared, set, ready for 2027. We cannot make sure our candidate, but when the time comes.
I love this man, Ginger. Oh, I have to go and find his food. We get person like this. Oh my God, this is the first time I'm interfacing with this man. What in the world? Wow. Garus Gololo. I saw his videos. I was just saving it back to back. I said, no, this is the Ginger we need.
Especially being from the north, 19 states from the north, including Christian brothers and Muslims. I want us to take care of ourselves and study something. We are Nigerians, not anything but the unity first. Unity first before any other things. If you don't have a unity, there's nothing we can go. So we need unity on this country, because the present government, President President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GSON, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, is only making appointment on 6 states only, Southwest state, which in Nigeria we have 36 states. So 30 states, including Abuja, were away from the appointment. The appointment only take one side. Check the appointment and check how since he comes. Is that how we are going to continue? 2027, my brothers, let us form a rule party that we can be able to offset this man. Forget about party. Even if APC give him, I'm APC myself, no problem. But let us take a party that we can be able to defeat him, and let us bring somebody whom is tested and trust, and everywhere they receive, including the South, they have a fans. We cannot take somebody who doesn't have a fans and you expect you win a result. We take somebody who is tested, whom people know is popular, he have contested before, then we just now follow and take him as a candidate. In any party, we can score through and we offset this man out. Because we cannot, is the unity of Nigeria. I am Nigeria. I don't care whether I'm from the north or from, but what after is the unity of Nigeria. We have lost that unity because this appointment is going for only 6 states. So people know and people understand, and both of us we vote. Why are we treated like this? So we thank him and we wish him the best for 2027. But let us have now set ready for 2027. We bring a candidate who is well received to the Nigerian and who can bring the unity of Nigeria, because we lost the unity as I'm talking to you. We lost the unity. Everything is from the only 6 states. Is that how we are going to say? From the Southwest? When we are 36 states, including Abuja 37, so 31-0. So this thing we cannot accept it, but 2027 our vote will determine where we are going. We don't care, police or soldier, if you like carry all air, from here to anywhere, carry a shield car, carry all artillery, carry gombite, all put, we will vote whom we need to vote.
You decide the person you can contest.
No, we cannot be able to measure the person for now, but we are the person who is tested, well-known and popular. I don't want to measure the person. It's well-known and tested and popular as the person we are going to vote. We can't vote this thing again. We know all Nigerians. I have so many friends from the East. I have many people from the South. The appointment is not even from the South or from the East or from rather from the North. It's only for 6 states. The cheating is too much, and we cannot take it any longer. And we don't go for protest, we don't go for anything. Please put your voter card on your pocket. Don't lose it, and don't go for protest where police can just chase you out. Please, thank you.
What is your last message?
My last message is to Nigeria. We have to come together and group ourselves as a broom. We are all Nigeria. Then we start and let us work together. We remain in one Nigeria. And I pray for Nigeria, a Federal Republic of Nigeria. And we are still in Nigeria. And nobody will share us. And nobody will bring war. Inshallah, we remain together.
This man a rough neck. Hey. Whoa. Hey. The man they speak fire. I like people,
especially being from the north. 19 states from the north.
Like this that are unapologetic. This is what we need. This is what the opposition in Nigeria is supposed to be doing. This is what the opposition in Nigeria is supposed to look like. But we have opposition, all of them cowards, all of them cowards.
This budget, they are making it for themselves and their family. That company, Mr. President, gives to 15 trillion. What is the name of the company? Who is the owner of the company? 15 trillion. Without passing through the Senate. And then he achieved another one for buying aircraft for himself, 150 billion US dollars. Then I buy 1.5 billion for himself and his vehicle. Then you expect result, my brother. This 2027 that we are just 47 trillion is for the himself and the National Assembly and their family. It's not for me and you, the poor man. So let's just forget about it. Not even put yourself so the hypertension cannot kill you. Or you have high blood pressure for nothing. They are nothing Oga will offer. Nothing. The project is just for them and themselves. Okay, you ask yourself, you make a project 28 trillion. No road. Commission one road. Now let us see it. Commission the road, let us see, not by TV. Tell us this is what you are doing. And every day, the same Mr. President is new hope. No new hope. No new hope. From rice from 30,000 to 110,000. Guinea corn from 40,000 from 20,000 to 130. Then you are telling me there's a new hope. Which new hope? Where is the new hope, Oga? Dollar from 450 naira 2023 before you take over. What is the dollar now? Going to almost 1,655 point something. So is there any achievement? As far as I'm concerned, this budget is for themselves and their family. It's not for me and you, the masses. Let us just forget about it and let us hold ourselves. God will take us 2027. We cannot continue like this. You say it's democracy, we agree. But even the democracy, they make the project and they pass the project. Tell us this is what I want to do with this money. And let us see it in the ground. But you can't confuse us, you just put it in the paper. We are educated. We are not illiterate. And personally, in democracy, you have freedom of speech. Though I see when somebody speak, they say, me, I don't care for arrest, I don't care to death. It's nonsense. You arrest me, you arrest nonsense. You kill me, it's only one bullet. I don't care about it. What I'm after is the truth. I am a Nigerian, I'm a citizen. So the budget you make is to me and my family and you, another person's family, all my brothers. Where is the road? Is it from the road from east or south or north? None. No road to nothing. And we are still suffering. Then what are we talking about? Say there's a project. Where is the project? We don't have any project. As far as I'm concerned, even formally, when the minister come for works and housing, you go to Kaduna, you go to places, you see me road, wearing steel helmet. You end up wearing steel helmet, or you just go back, focus on that 15 trillion. 15 trillion project, that is why he focus. The other project, they ignore it. This one that they make, we will see the project and we will see what they do for us. And let the Mr. President come and address the nation. My 2 years, this is what I want to do for my 2 years in the mastery. I've commissioned Soso Road, I've commissioned Soso Road, I've commissioned Soso Road, and let us see, not by TV or by paper. That is just what we want with the masses of Nigeria. And let the food come down. Mr. President, Christmas is on the corner. How is this abroad going to celebrate their Christmas? Where is the road? From here to Jos. Your chalk sober will pull out before you go Jos. You will take Panadol before you say you are going to Bauchi, Gombe. Even yesterday, about 3 trailers fall in Gombe, Adamawa Road. No road from Gombe to Adamawa, no way. The road have collapsed. From here, when you say you are going from Niger, Bida, Makua, you pass out to Ilorin, Oyo, is the same thing. You have to Lagos. You take off from there, Ore, Okaka. You come back to Okutukuba. You say you are leaving the Okutukuba, enter to Ore, to Bini. Bini to Auchi is a hell. If you are going again from Okene to Auchi, is another problem. From there, if you say you are going to, say you are talking from Agbo, then you pass out to Agbo, to Asaba, is another problem. So where is the road? The only bridge that we make Buhari achieve is that Niger Delta and Niger bridge, and that bridge is still on Onitsha. Then from Onitsha, say you are going to even Owori, it's another hell. Before you go to Akega, you will buy tire, or before you enter Imo, you buy tire. Follow to Elele, Edemiri, then you say you are going to Patani, bus out to Bayelsa, the same thing. From there, bus out, enter into you say from Elele, you are going to Imo. You are going to Imo, it's the same thing. From that Elele again, if you take the road, say you are going into a river, the mean Patakot is a big problem. Before you even go where you will stop, you know, say your tire may be end up busting. Before you go Abba Road, you have to change tire. So from Abba, you say again from Imo, you take off just, you come to Abia. From Abia, you go to Abba. Abba, you bus out to Imo. You say you are going to Rivers, is the same thing. From that Abba again, say you will bus out to Arachuku, you take off to Akwa Ibom, it's the same thing before Cross River. From Cross River, say you are facing this side, say you want to see Benue. My brother, before you come to, before you move to Egep, not even Ecom, Egep, like 2-3 tires don't pull out. There's a place where they are putting iron, where you know say this is a hole. Then you take off up to again. When you take off from there, you just come to from that area. Say you want to see Ogoja, it's another problem. Then from Bukara, say you are going to Bandika, is a problem. From that area, say you take off to Boko, or you are going to even Katsina Ala to Wukari to Jalingo, is the same problem. Before you go even the Bali, your vehicle have collapsed. So where is the road? No road. No road in Nigeria with the 28 billion, you will just watch it for nothing. Mr. President, please think twice. You are a human being. As you said, you are Muslims. In Muslim, or Christian, the debted Christian, we know there's repercussion. Anything you do, there's something you will pay there or after. Please address us as a human being, the way you vote. We need you that way, but me, I campaign for you in the APC, and I will convince people. Now, if the people call me and say switch off, I cannot even pick their call. I tell them switch off, try again later. I can't carry their call.
Oh my, oh my goodness. Oh, this guy is APCO and he's firing from all cylinders. This is what their opposition is supposed to be doing. What this Garus Gololo is doing is exactly what the opposition in Nigeria ought to be doing every day. Fire is supposed to be catch every day. This is the energy for 2025. Me, I don't support election because me, I don't believe that election can give Nigerians what they want. That one, election no fit give Nigerians what they want. If you like, speak the English from now to tomorrow. You see this man, he come with all his suitcase when he get for life. He come sit down. The only thing that will move him is anyway, me personally, I no support election. I don't talk my own. I no go fit at this point in time. Two things can be right at the same time. Perhaps election, if the people are ready, as in, I don't even know. Let me not talk. Let me continue to play all the videos I lined up.
The home of former President Muhammad Buhari. So this one is it's a funny story though, but interesting as well. Now see what happened. The village I'm taking you to now is Baban. They call it Babanduhu community. That Babanduhu community is in Savannah local government of Katsina State, Nigeria. So this is what happened. Bandits kidnapped some villagers in that Babanduhu community. They kidnapped some villagers there, and they took them into the bush. Then after some time, in retaliation, the villagers ganged up, they team up, including some local vigilante men, and they went after the bandit relative. So it was the bandit kidnapped their relative and took them to the bush to demand ransom. The villagers went after the bandit relative. So this is like, they know, you don't understand, they know themselves now. They know themselves. So the villagers went to kidnap the bandit relative and took them also to the bush. So the bandits and the villagers had to do trade by barter. Give me my brother, I give you your brothers. So after 3 days, after communication for 3 days or 4 days, the bandit had to release those villagers and give them 30,000 naira each for transport. Oh, this is Nigeria. Live and direct. So it's like these people know themselves. It's like, this is like, you understand? So they took the people of Babanduhu, the villagers there went after the families of these bandits, like, this thing is getting out of hand. Like, we're not gonna sit down again and fold our hands. So they went after the families of those bandits, and they kidnapped them, trade by barter. Now, as I'm talking to you right now, the bandit and the villagers.
So, Atlantic, welcome. Oh. Our panelists, if they want show, they show. I just they move on. Whoever want enter studio, make a request for the link. I go share. This Nigeria matter. Now bumper to bumper. Oh. Me, I've already made up my mind. Now bumper to bumper. That will be one. So as my energy allow, as I fit. But you see, we're not only when we give up, say okay, we no do again. Nigeria matter don't pass. Be careful. Now they go win. But if we not keep quiet, and we continue to push, the war must fall. That's my own renewed energy for Nigeria. Because the plan that these people have for Nigeria, it is clear. If it's not clear to anybody, if it is not clear to you by now, I don't know what to tell you. They are pushing for Sharia law in the West. You think when it gets to the West, it's not going to come to your village? Okay. Be playing.
An bi procurement law ne, don akwai procurement law wanda yake ministry za a yi procurement law, a yi publishing a jarida, company nuka su yi apply. Company da ya wuni kuma za a sake a buga shi a jarida. Sannan kuma aika National Assembly, an aika musu ba aika musu ba.
This one is in Hausa, so I can't really play it. So let me pull up the other videos I've lined up. Oh, Nigeria, we hate you. Oh, also, ish. No. Not only if we keep quiet. Eze, welcome. Oh, you say Tinubu break your heart. People, they allow Tinubu, they break their heart. That's so funny. Oh my goodness, that is crazy.
Now, since President Bola Tinubu came into power, a mix of praise and criticism has trailed his government. We've witnessed the completion of some landmark projects, but also the rising economic hardship and mounting discontent among the populace. However, there are reports that some northern leaders are said to be dissatisfied with the state of the nation, which they believe has disproportionately impacted the north. They reportedly feel let down by President Bola Tinubu's administration despite their support in the last election, claiming the north has not reaped the expected benefits. As we usher in the year 2025, political leaders will be gradually setting the tone for the coming political season in 2027. Some leaders in the north are reportedly grappling with a dilemma over which candidate to support in the next presidential election. Well, joining us now on the show this morning to discuss the pathway to 2027 presidency is Senator Ibrahim Shekarau, former governor of Kano State. We would also be discussing the latest tax reform bills and Niger Republic's allegations of a foreign military base in Nigeria. Good morning, sir, and a warm welcome to the program today, and a Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Good morning, and same to you.
Well, good morning, Your Excellency. Good to have you on the program. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Good morning, Rubens. Quite some time.
Morning, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to the morning show.
Good morning.
Yes. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu granted a media chat, the first that he will do, and he gave himself very high marks. He said the administration is performing excellently well. Now, this morning, he also addressed Nigerians in his New Year message, and he said his administration is on the right path and that he will continue on that right path. One of the things he mentioned that he has done and that he's committed to is reform, and that reform includes the tax reform bills. But Northern elders, including yourself, Northern state governors, concerned stakeholders from the North, are saying, well, they oppose the idea of this, tax bill, tax administration bill that is based on derivation. But the president says he's on the right path. Where do you stand in this equation? Do you support him, or are you one of the Northern state elders saying that President Tinubu is being unfair to the North? If so, how?
Well, thank you, Ruben, and your colleague. It's a pleasure talking to you this morning. Happy New Year to you and to all our viewers and the world over. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. First of all, let me correct you. You see, first, Mr. President is right to praise himself. He's right to say he's doing very well. Nobody will expect him to say that to judge himself as a failure. Regarding the reform, I think it's a very welcome development. When you come with new ideas, that of course is expected, and looking into the various sectors that will improve the well-being of our citizens, the improvement of the economy, and so on and so forth, is a very welcome development. The area of concern to a number of us is the inclusiveness in the process of all of these reforms. Reforms are nothing new in any nation, in any community, and that is being expected. You need to look into what is on ground when you come on board and see how you can improve it. Even if you are staying for 1 year or 1 day, don't leave the stage the way you met it. That will make progress. So I think you mentioned about the reform, whether I am for it or whether I'm against it. I'm sure, Ruben, you must have heard of the League of Northern Democrats, which I'm chairing. What we've done in the League is not just to jump and condemn and throw the whole thing overboard that we're not accepting. We set up a technical committee, and the technical committee comprising experts in various fields that is to do with the economy, the finances, and tax issues. The committee has come up with its report, and just a few weeks ago, specifically on the 19th of December, we made a public presentation of our technical report. We are not accusing, or rather rejecting, the entirety of the bill. You know, there are 4 bills. We identified each of the bills, and we agreed with most of the areas of the reform. There are a few areas where we said need to be reviewed. Some of the bills, the first one, the second one, we have no problem with that. In fact, we say it should be passed. The third one, that is to do with the the new concept of the leadership of the revenue services, the one you had before, Inland Revenue Services, where the government is recommending the chairman of the board should also be the chief executive. If I may cite this as an example, we said this is not going to give us the accountability and the transparency required. Let there be a chairman of the board independent of the chief executive of the board, because the chairman, who of course will be an expert, will be a very experienced person, will be overseeing the activities of the board. The chief executive of the board will be the one that will be running the board, the affairs of the agency on day-to-day basis, and he can serve as the secretary of the agency or the board. So these are little things that mostly are administrative matters that we are looking into. And we even went to the extent of looking into what the sharing formula is at the moment, comparing it with what is being proposed. In the next couple of days, we are going to release to the public our findings. In fact, we are already writing to Mr. President. We are forwarding our own observation to the Vice President, to the Senate, to the House of Reps, and even to the committee. When we were doing our presentation, we had cause to even invite the chairman of the Tax Reform Committee, our brother Tayo Oyedele, and he came and shared all of this with us, and we are moving forward. So, Ruben, we are not saying entirely we're throwing away the entire reform brought by Mr. President, but we're looking into all of these segments. And one major thing we have identified is that the general public was not carried along. If governors will be complaining, then that means there wasn't enough consultation in the process of the presentation. Okay. You see, Ruben, even if what you are saying is the truth, if the process of presenting the truth, if the timing of presenting the truth, if the audience is wrong, if the environment is wrong, nobody will look at your truth. So all we're saying is that let the president allow open discussion and wider consultations. And I'm sure the National Assembly is likely to do the same.
All right.
The members of the National Assembly, the Senate, the House of Reps, I understand they are going to consult widely in their constituents before they even call for the public hearing.
All right, sir. Oh, and in the spirit of that, and in the spirit of engagement with the National Assembly, of course, the League of Northern Democrats has been vocal with regards to making a request for an inquiry into the relationship between the president and France. Of course, this is coming as a development following the news that circulated that has been refuted by the government of accusations from Niger saying that there is a French military base here in Nigeria and so forth. I'd just like some more insight from you, especially more broadly regarding our foreign policy, regarding concerning our neighbors, those former ECOWAS members. What is your take on the relationship, yes, with the president and these entities, and how do you think we can move forward?
I think my response to it is that it's a very serious challenge to the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You see, if you like, we cannot disown these neighbors, whether they are in ECOWAS, whether they are not in ECOWAS, whatever grouping they belong to, they will remain our neighbors, and we need their understanding. Being the big brother thing, that we have to play the big brother role, my take is that this accusation coming from the president of Niger should not be just thrown away by the wave of the hand. And I think there has to be a lot of diplomatic process. The approach, I think, is beyond just a mere press briefing by any minister, being either foreign minister or information minister. The government should quietly set up a very powerful contact team that will reach out to the leadership in Niger and have a closed-door discussion. Before we even come out, let's discuss what informed this. What details do you have? I think it's not right to just throw it away like that, that is not true, is not fair. Coming from the mouth of the number one person in Niger, I think we must treat it with a great care. It's not necessarily about whether it is true or not true. My expectation is that the president of Niger must have some information that probably if you go close and discuss diplomatically under closed doors, you are likely to get some more details. This does not mean there wouldn't be any friction initially. And I think before the government comes out to start denying and then the public making various comments, I expect the government should quietly reach out to Niger. We cannot afford to have open disagreement with our neighbors as close as Niger, especially when it comes to the issue of security. For centuries now, we've been working together, we've been living together, long before the creation of the ECOWAS and any other African Union organization. So our colleagues in the continent, Nigeria has a very big role to play beyond of whether they are being instigated by foreign powers or we are being teleguided by our colonial masters and so on. These are very cheap politics. I expect the government to seriously, regardless of the weight of the accusations. He even mentioned some names who are now in the government, and this is a very serious indictment. We must handle it with great care. So my take on this is that government should see this as a very serious challenge, go and do some findings under closed doors, then come back to address the nation. Tell us exactly what you found out with your own facts and broker some understanding with the Niger and any other country that is holding such an opinion against Nigerian community, against Nigerian government. So this is my view, this is my feeling, that we should not just treat it as a mere news on the street and which should be denied and thrown away. I expect government should be looking deeper into it and make thorough investigation. Where they found that some of the things Niger mentioned or the president of Niger mentioned were correct, we take measures maybe to correct the wrong impressions, probably created, maybe he had some wrong perception, some wrong information. Going closely to educate them, to enlighten them will go a very long way to cement our relationship with our neighbors. This is my take on this.
Well, sir, on the question of Nigeria-Niger relations, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tuga, has already issued a statement extending an olive branch to the government of Niger and saying that Nigeria respects the sovereignty of the Republic of Niger and that Nigeria is open to both countries coming together to discuss issues of mutual interest. So I think, as you have recommended, the federal government is already taking steps to use diplomacy to resolve the matter. But let me go back to the issue of the VAT.
I think.
Yes. Let me go back to the issue of the VAT bills. Now, the Senate, specifically the Senate President, said that anybody who has any grievances should go to the public hearing that the National Assembly is planning when it comes back from recess, and that those issues can be canvassed at that forum and not on television. He was responding to television commentary by stakeholders. Now, but what is worrisome here is that those who oppose sections of those bills are making it look like it is either our way or the highway? Like there are some commentators.
No. I think, yeah.
Some commentators have been saying
that is very wrong.
Some commentators have been saying if they don't get their way with the proposed tax reform bills, that President Tinubu win any vote from their part of the country in 2027. And some have been saying it is either what they want or nothing will happen. In a country that is a federation, in a country, and there are some people who are saying, well, if some people say they will have their way, they too will have their way. How do we resolve the matter? Will you advise the government to just abandon these tax bills and allow peace to reign?
No, not at all. I wouldn't advise government to abandon the whole of it. You see, Ruben, two wrongs people say don't make a right. While some people are being so outrageous to say that it is either take it or leave it, or there wouldn't be any understanding. And Mr. President, too, with all due respect, is not helping matters. When you interviewed him, I heard him saying, there's no going back, I have no apology for this. I think this is very wrong, very, very, very wrong. A leader shouldn't behave that way. No matter the intimidation, no matter the harassment, no matter the outrageous statement by some citizens, by some individual, the leadership should be calm, should understand. The issue of is either with them or you are with us, whether you take it or this. I mean, this is confrontational. And I want to say that we in the League of Northern Democrats are opposed to this kind of confrontational stand. And we are prepared to go to the public hearing any date the Senate or the House of Reps called for such a public hearing. And that is why we are already communicating to, as high to the President, to the Vice President, to the committee, to the Senate, our own findings. You see, dialogue and understanding could be we think are wrong. By the time we go to the public hearing, if people bring in superior argument and understanding, that's how it will go. That's why I said part of the problem of this bill, there wasn't enough consultation. I think the government over-assumed that since it is about reform, since it is about the goodness of the people in Nigeria, let it just dump it on them, they must take it. I think this is wrong. The principles of conveying the truth, if the carrier of the message is wrong, if the language of the message is wrong, if the audience is wrong, and if the method is wrong, and if the timing and the place of delivery of the message is wrong, all of this, then you will be failing in delivering your message. And this is exactly what the government has failed to do. There's nothing wrong when you bring a reform, when you bring a new idea and people just jump up and say, no, this is wrong, that is wrong. Listen to them, then engage them and give some understanding. You see, given my background as a teacher and guidance counselor, I believe in consultation. I believe whatever anybody says, whatever anybody does, your business, try to find out why did he say what he said? Why did he believe in what he believed? Why did he do what he did? Then you go to the bottom of that, and if you discuss amicably, you'll discover that it is either you are misunderstood or probably on the other side, you are being advised rightly. So I think while some people are outrageously condemning the whole of it, I did not expect Mr. President to say, take it or leave it. There's no going back, no apology. I think my advice is that President should desist from such a statement. It's not the attribute of leadership. That shows you are also angry, you are becoming arrogant, and you don't want to listen. And by the time you behave that way, the other side will also say, okay, since you said no apology, it's a matter of do or die, let's also bring out our swords and fight. So I think, as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing about 2027 in this case. Mr. President is coming up with what he believes is for the good of the nation. Whoever does not understand any portion of it, we should, with due respect, amicably raise it up and then bring the expert that did the job. I had some robust discussion with the chairman of the committee, and we invited him to our public presentation, and we had a very good understanding. And he is now expecting our observations, and he assured us that they will accept our observations,
that you made.
study them.
I'd like to go back to a point you made that was also part of Dr. Abati's question to you, which was around 2027. So you've dismissed talk of 2027, and you said none of this is associated with the road to the next election. But what we've seen is increasing disgruntlement, and we've seen increased conversation and narrative around the next election that the candidate doesn't even need to be from the south, that the north is ready to come and take over. A lot of body language from various parts. What's your take on that?
You see, it's not fair to do this over generalization. Probably if anyone who had been following our own stand in the League of Northern Democrats, we said we are out to certain issues. Number one, of course, on the table is the issue of leadership, the issue of recruitment process, and we've been making it very clear. It's not about any particular party, it's not anything to do with any particular period. All we are saying, Nigerians deserve credible leadership, regardless of where he comes from, regardless of which party is in place. The League of Northern Democrats is a collection of like minds belonging to all different political parties. We say, okay, let's put our parties aside. Of course, we belong to our political parties, but let's focus on what do we need to do to promote the quality of leadership that we have. It's not just about the presidency, quality of leadership at all levels, right from the local government to the state, to the legislature, to the executive level, and so on. That's exactly what we're struggling for. So I think I don't blame those talking about 2027, but my take is that we are talking of the improvement of the well-being of our citizens, regardless of which party is in power, regardless of the individual occupying any office, so long as the government and the leadership at any given time will be addressing the well-being of our citizens. Let it be from anywhere. Let it be from any part of the country. We've seen leaders from different parts of Nigeria, and assessments have been passed on them. So I think I don't want to associate, I'm not one of those that are associating this tax reform bill with anything to do with 2027. No. There are many other reforms that probably the government will be bringing out or has brought out earlier on. It's all a question of whoever is sitting there as president, the federal government. When you bring out any improvement in the name of reform, in the name of changes, convince the citizens of Nigeria that you mean well, engage them in the discussion. And this engagement is not about what region, what tribe, what religion. It's all about Nigerian citizens. So I think as far as we are concerned in the League of Northern Democrats, we are not reducing this argument of the bill to 2027, whether it is this, whether it is A, whether it is a Northerner, whether it is a Southerner. We have seen president from the North, we've seen president from the South. So it's not about insisting that it has to, you see, my vision is that we should outgrow this argument of where the president is coming from. My concern is who is it and what has he to offer? It's not a question of where you're coming from.
So I get you.
And that is our stand in the League of Northern Democrats.
So I get your point and the position of the Northern League of Democrats. But when I was talking about some people saying our way or the highway, now I had in mind the governor of Bauchi State, Governor Bala Mohammed, who said that if the Tinubu administration goes ahead with these tax bills, which in its consideration is it favors only one part of the country, that it will be a call for anarchy. And that if the government goes ahead, the government will see what you call our true color. What is the true color of of the group that it belongs to? And then, just a moment, sir. Just a moment, sir. And then the second leg of it. You said the president should not have said, oh, the reforms of the tax regime will go ahead, that no leader should speak like that. But, you know, this day newspaper today, front page, declares that President Tinubu is a very courageous man. And he was declared Man of the Year because he has the audacity, he's deliberate in moving ahead with reforms, even when some people say they disagree. And that is the true mark of leadership. You disagree with that assessment, or you agree?
Well, you see, it's not a question of whether I agree or not. I told you earlier on, two wrongs don't make a right. I have no idea what Governor Bauchi said, and he's entitled to his opinion. Of course, he's a leader, and Tinubu is also entitled to his opinion. If our leaders at that level will be speaking in this language, I think it's most unfortunate. We shouldn't be speaking on the street, on the public, in that manner of intimidation, manner of threat. We ought to display some maturity, some level of responsibility. If I'm a governor and I oppose to what you do, I have my access. I'll come and sit with you. You see, when I was in office, I was in opposition party, ANPP, you know very well. And we interacted very well with President Obasanjo. In fact, so much so that anytime I'm around, and when you see the list and my name is there, you say, how come I cannot come? Because there are instances that I will discuss with him. I will challenge some issues. He will explain to me. I will tell him our opinion. You see, unfortunately, people see opposition as do or die, whether you are right, even if you do any good, because I'm in opposition, I must criticize it, I must challenge it, I must condemn it. This is very, very ungodly. My belief does not support that. If you do good, we appreciate it. The Prophet of Islam said, if you see goodness even in the hands of Shaitan, take it, it is yours. So it's not about a political party. Once government is in place, our business should be what is that government putting on ground. If we believe it is doing wrong, we should be able to say, look, Mr. President, A, B, C, D needs to be revisited, need to be reconsidered. And there are certain positions that you can reach out and discuss with the President. Absolutely. Earlier on, I've said it earlier on in some other fora, that both the governors and the President did not have to disagree in the open.
Okay.
If the Governors Forum, that is in the National Economic Council, feel that there is something to be revisited, I did not expect them to go out on the air after their meeting, disagreeing that the bill has to be withdrawn and so on. They have 1,001 ways to reach out to Mr. President
yes,
without coming to the public.
We thank
Tell
you so
Mr.
much
President
for your
the areas
insight.
disagree. Yes. So I think what Governor Bala said and what the President said, I don't support the stand by the two of them.
Thank you so much for that. Unfortunately, our time is fast spent, but we really do.
In the wake of last week's diplomatic face-off, Nigeria has expressed respect for the sovereignty and territorial integrity of its northern neighbor, Niger Republic. In a statement, the Nigerian government invited the Nigerian government to a discussion on issues of mutual interest between both West African countries. This follows the military ruler of Niger Republic, General Abdurrahmani Tijani's accusation that Nigeria is involved in a plot to undermine the security of his country through terrorist group Lakurawa. The tension between Nigeria and Niger Republic goes back to the military coup in Niger in 2023, which also led to the severing of ties with regional bloc, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Well, Arise News analyst Dayo Shubowale now joins us to look at the need for Nigeria and Niger Republic to improve ties for their mutual interest. Good afternoon, Mr. Shubowale. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us.
It's a pleasure being here as you are in the New Year.
So what do you make of this olive branch that Nigeria has extended to Niger Republic after the weighty accusation that our northern neighbors made?
You see, this is like a quarrel between brothers. Like I read somewhere that Niger Republic and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, they are like sisters. But sisters have different dispositions and different ways of looking at things. I think the fact that we are closer than we thought was shown in the way ECOWAS reacted to the coup in Niger and the way Nigerians reacted to the threat of military intervention. So it makes it quite clear that they are underlying forces for and against good diplomatic relations between us and the Niger Republic. And they are not far-fetched. Colonialism turned us into different types of Africans. See, the French colonization policy was acculturation and assimilation. And it's bad enough that we are Africans, we don't speak the same language. They are Francophone. So you need somebody to translate, even when we relate. But you see, until the Europeans created the border, if you look at the map of West Africa, Niger sits on top of us from northwest to northeast. So it's a vast border. And you see, they are landlocked. We have access to the sea. You see, it's because they have some suspicion for us, or maybe the French wanted it so. That's why they build a pipeline to Benin Republic, which is French-speaking. Whereas it would have been easier, given the proximity we have with them. Although the last president tried to consolidate on that by building the one railway line from Niger through to Nigeria. So in terms of proximity, in terms of geography, we are birds of the same feather. But you see, they are more under pressure because they are more situated in the Sahel. In the Sahel. So we need to find a way of diffusing the great tension that exists between us. And it's difficult to say, but I will say it. It's a cultural issue. You get me? You have a common enemy. The climate is there. Creating, chasing people from the Sahel down south, looking for food. But they are stuck there, but they have to run their government. And now they have sent the French packing, and they are relying on the Russians. And the Russians too have a problem with Ukraine, so they are not giving them their full time. They have a security problem, and we can help more. Whether they like it or not, we can help more. Accusing Nigeria of the Lakurawa support is not on, because you know they are terrorizing us too.
No, but Mr. Shubali, I've heard some analysts, say that it seems the Nigerian president actually prioritized regional interest over its own security and territorial interest, while dealing with Niger, which is, they said the Nigerian president prioritized regional interest over its own security and territorial interest in dealing with Niger, which is part of what led to this crisis.
No, the coup led to the crisis. You get me?
And in reacting to the coup, they prioritized regional interest.
Of course. That's to protect democracy. That is not far-fetched.
But should regional interest supersede our own national interest?
I don't see it that way at all. The regional interest is ECOWAS interest. Get me? And the regional interest is to make military intervention unattractive, get me, and something that they have to pay for, get me, because democracy is, democracy creates more inclusion, equity, and fairness in the choice of running a country, get me. But everyone look at the issue that prompted the coup, security. They said the civilian regime was not dealing with the terrorists who are jihadists invariably. You get me? They said the civilian was not. When they got there, the onslaught of the jihadists got fiercer. They couldn't. It has caused problem in Mali. It has caused problem in Ouagadougou too. So there's need for dialogue. You get me? But that dialogue has to be centered on providing security first and foremost. And in providing security, there is the religious element, which we have our own problem there in tackling Boko Haram, because soldiers, they are Muslims, and it's difficult at times for them to fight those they consider as Muslim brothers. The same thing. That was why we formed the Lake Chad Security Force. You get me? We Chad, DJ, and the countries that surround us. But you see, in the case of Niger, it sits on top of Nigeria. So we are closer to them. So we must find a way. See, when you spoke of the regional interest, Nigeria has been a sort of big brother to most of these people. We have intervened in Liberia, we have intervened in Sierra Leone, we have intervened in, not alone, but with joint forces. We should be commended for that, and not it's not a matter of weighing regional interest with national interest. So, and it is Nigeria making the overture, and they have problems because you see, military intervention, when you come in, you are popular, but if you can't manage the economy, sooner than later, people will be clamoring for you to go. In Mali, another one military regime has succeeded another. They have not solved the problem. The Russians they brought in having problem going home to go and defend themselves against Ukraine. So it is left for us to paddle our own canoe as Africans, in spite of our colonial background, which has created two identities for us as Africans, Francophone African, English-speaking African. But there are things that should be sorted out.
So before I let you go, Mr. Shubali, what do you think Nigeria could have done better in managing relations with Niger following its coup? And then how do we prevent further deterioration with Niger and even other neighboring countries going forward?
Right. You see, I have no regret about the action we took. Get me? That was to deter military intervention. But at the same time, we all saw that our Muslim brothers in the north don't like that action. And since we are a federation, we have to accommodate that. And that is why I think the overshot to Niger is because we are the big brother. That's we can afford to be magnanimous. Because they are accusing us. But you see, we know that if we alienate them, invariably it will affect our regional unity, and it will affect trade and create tension for us in terms of our internal politics, because our brothers who are in the north, east, northwest, the entire north, they have blood relations with Niger. So it's a matter of political accommodation and diplomatic, how do I put it, diplomatic goodwill, in spite of the political situation or the military intervention. It's not popular nowadays. It was popular in the 60s, but it's no longer popular. And if we make our own democracy work well, like we are all struggling to now, if we make it work well and put food on the table for our people, then the military, the Nigerians will see that it's not profitable to have military intervention.
Very well said, Mr. Dayo Shubali, Arise News analyst. Thank you so much.
My people. Hey, Nigeria. I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you. It's really, really, it's quite unfortunate, if I can say that. So what they're trying to, from what this man just said now, right, trying to explain what's going on in Niger, they are trying to discourage military intervention. But that's not even the issue. The man made allegations, right? And he said things that he stood by. They are not addressing that fully. Instead, they're bringing out the issues they think that Niger has, because now Russia is now with them. They think it was going to be easy. That's not the point. The man is not complaining about his economy. He's not complaining about anything in his own state. He's complaining about the fact that he has information, allegedly, that these people are trying to set up base in their backyard, in their neighbors, and they are the reason why they are responsible for bringing, or the Nigerian government allegedly is responsible for this new terrorism that has sprung up. That's the point. But they are not addressing that. They bring this man to come and gaslight Nigerians. Yeah? I'm very happy because thank God for social media. I thank God that Nigerians have other outlets. They have other outlets. They have other information sources where they can bring their information out from. Because left to Nigerian national news channels, you people will not know what's going on. They will keep covering it up because they've been brown envelope journalism all over the place. Not one national network channel is talking about the recent gas explosion, tank explosion in Jigawa. Not one. Let me tell you something. South Korea, there was a plane crash that took 178 people's lives. There was no celebration of New Year. Matter of fact, let me bring it here for you guys to see. On my own, I'm going to be every loss of life in Nigeria. Unless I don't know, we must observe 1 minute silence. It is crazy. People just disappear, just unalive like that, and your government does not even one network channel. Maybe I didn't see it though. If you saw it, please mention it in the comment section. Let me show you what South Korea did. Okay, let me read the comment on top. Seoul is silent. There are no chairs to celebrate the coming of a new year. It is solemn. Okay, the Bosingang bell rings into the darkness in remembrance to mourn the victims who lost their lives in the tragic plane crash and to wish their souls find ease. This is what a nation does. You guys can see that, right? The entire nation gathered in mourning for the lives of 178 people that were lost in a plane crash. We have lost millions in Nigeria. Not one news channel talks about it, as if the lives of those people never meant anything. It's only when one man that maybe stole money from the oil in the south, south, stole oil money from the oil money that is feeding the entire nation, that none of the south people or Niger Delta are enjoying. That's when they come with pump and whistle, announcement after announcement, because of one man when thief all our money. That's the only time that they talk about it. And we expect in Nigeria things go better. How? Now people go spend hours in church. They go they pray. Oh Lord, this year be making resolution.
Exact same thing that they're criticizing.
Nigeria does not have a value system that it can brag of. Nigerians were in church the whole of last night praying into the new year. We are extremely religious. There's churches, there's religious bodies in almost everywhere you turn. It has no effect on the way that we live our lives and our sincerity as a people. It has no effect on it at all. We're still as corrupt and as dishonest as we possibly can be. So it's not a moral or value system thing. It is simply the lack of the institutions that should stop you from stealing, and the presence of institutions that should catch you when you steal. Because if it is a situation where if I take ₦1 million, I have nowhere to put it, because it will be tracked and it will be traced. If I send it to somebody else's account, that person's account will be traced, and somehow, some way, there's always going to be a trail that leads back to me who stole it. If that was the situation we found ourselves, it would be harder.
So I agree with everything you said. We need to exact same thing that they're criticizing.
Nigeria does. Welcome to 2025, ladies and gentlemen. And I felt it is important, as we start off the new year, to do a reminder. The last general election and by-elections eventually came with some of the deepest tribal divisions Nigeria has ever suffered, brought about by politicians who you expect would know more, but these politicians also know you more than you know yourself. They know very well how to play you with tribe and religion. They know very well how to divide you. Those who their election strategy is simply to divide you with bigotry. And just like I've said in the past, you can weaponize tribalism and bigotry as much as you want to win elections. But the problem is that you can't turn it off right after the elections are over. That's not how it works. Tribalism and bigotry remains long after you've won the elections. But that's where we found ourselves in the past few elections in Nigeria. Sadly, Nigerian voters most times eventually find out that they have been deceived months after the elections, when they see these politicians of different tribes and political parties and religious, inclinations all frolicking together. They then realize that these politicians are never enemies. The Yoruba, Ijaw, Fulani, Igbo, Nigerian politicians, they all wine and dine together up there where the national cake is shared. It is you that is carrying the different Ronu agendas on your head that turns out to be the actual clown. And so as we step into 2025, even though I don't have much faith that you would listen, but I will still remind you that tribe or religion is not your real problem. Your enemy is bad and inefficient government, because the failures of government are not selective in who they affect. And so if you're grown enough to have at least one functioning brain cell, it should be enough for you to still criticize a leader, even if he's from your state, even if he is your tribesman. It should be enough for you to still criticize him. Again, I know you would not listen, because the tribalism that these politicians have planted inside you is so deep. But it's important to once again say this, that your enemy is not the person from a different tribe, But instead, it is whatever system or people that stop you from having free and fair elections. That's who your enemy is, that system. Whatever stops your security agencies from being effective in protecting you and your family. Whatever systems or people that have kept you struggling in your 40s, while people in their late 20s in other countries are able to buy themselves houses and are thriving. That's who your enemy is. It's not the Igbo man. It's not the Yoruba man. It's not the Hausa man or the Shakiri. It is that thing that has kept you in the state that you are. Take a look at your peers in other countries, in other oil-producing countries, and see the kind of lives and opportunities that they have. Again, I know you won't listen, but in 2025, I hope that you find less time to spew tribal hate on social media. Because in reality, the failures of the Nigerian state affect you as well, regardless of what tribe is in power. Your enemy is those systems that have made children who should be in school be running across the state in traffic, wiping the windshields of cars in traffic. Good morning, Nigerians.
Sorry, oh, Mr. Ferreira, thank you so much. I didn't even realize that I wasn't talking. I said the man at the new channels news, the news central, news central. He said it all. But when Nigerians listen, no, they're not going to listen. So I said, I don't know if anybody has read this book by Dele Farutimi. I bought this book a while back. I managed to read it not too long ago, in 2 days, right? It's a big book, but it's worth the read. If you can, please get it. Aha. So it has a lot of dog ears. I gave it a lot of dog ears because I was trying to bookmark a lot of gems that he mentioned. He said in one of the pages, he said, over spiritualization of our sad realities is the reason churches are always busy praying and fasting and binding. You and I know, as New Year come now, what do they call them? What do they call them? New Year's Eve, everybody go to church, they bind and cast. They pray, and when you know, say the problems, when you know, say they front of you, when you go fit do, when you go fit take care of by yourself, come together, unify. Let's plan this new year. Make we not do the same thing where we do last year, so that we can manage crossover. Thank you very much. Crossover service. So we say now energy that they take from una. Every year, una go they do activity when people say they harvest una energy. I digress. That's not why I'm here. This is the time for Nigerians to come together and say, enough is enough. We are tired. 2020, you see that energy, that is it, Garus Gololo. that he came with, the videos I played about him speaking, that is what every Nigerian should be doing in 2025. Personally, I don't believe in an election. I've said it time and time again. I don't believe in an election in Nigeria. I don't believe an election is going to give Nigerians what they need. But that's me. This is my opinion. There are people who believe that, oh, it's election, no, that will save us. Oh, I wish everybody good luck. I will be here. I will offer my platform. Like I said, the energy that Garus Galolo is using, is it Gololo or Galolo? More than not verse if I mispronounce the man's name. That is the energy every Nigerian ought to have. Coming into 2025, there's no amount of prayer, no amount of crossover service will give you what you need. If you are looking to make money, if not money be your cocoa, as in, I want this year, I just want money to be flowing like a river. If you like, pray from now till tomorrow. If you do not put things in place, you not get markets where you they sell, you not get things where you they do to generate that money, you will not have the money. Even if you pray a storm up, it will not come. You have to have something that's going to generate you that income. It's the same thing. Nigeria, we know who the enemies are. You don't need to be told. All of us, we know who the enemies are. But no, some of us are so caught up in the tribalism. He's my brother and my sister, so I can't talk to him. He's related to me, I can't talk. We are from the same tribe. So whatever he does, as long as it's for my tribe, is okay. We will support him. Make it make sense. Meanwhile, you are living in a slum. You don't have lights. Greed is collapsing on you every day. You are in band A. Tomorrow you change to band B. Tomorrow you change to band C because you can't afford it. Even if they give you band A, the electricity, you are not even getting it 24/7. They have turned a valuable a resource that everybody needs in Nigeria into, they've turned it into a class system. Where everywhere, all the countries where your people, your politicians go to, all they need to do is turn on their lights and it will come on. The electricity you use is what you pay for at the end of the day. It is what you pay for at the end of the day. If you like, turn up, leave the light on, no, go on vacation for 20 months. When bill come, you pay the amount of money when you spend on gas, electricity, heating, if whatever you use your electricity for, you will pay for it. They will send you the bill. Not too much English, you go get that for mail. Or if you don't use paper, they will send it to you electronically. You pay. If not $500, now you know as you want to pay. And guess what? If the bill is so much and you can't afford it, you can be paying small until you pay finish. The only thing they will do is they'll be adding interest because you were not able to pay off one time. It's that simple. Life not hard. A cleaner, person when they clean ground, na labor, if they work for money, if he buy house, if he save him money, he go buy house. He go live, he go thrive, he go succeed. In children go school. Do you understand? They go come out, become something for life. Even that cleaner, if he decides, say, he don't want to be cleaner anymore, he won't go back to school, add education to education when he first get before. There's somebody I read about recently. The woman just finished her PhD at the age of 90-something. 90-something. So people are thriving all over the world. Not only Nigeria, assisted people not they thrive. Everybody is looking for how to jackpot. When you were born in a land flowing with milk and honey, you are jackpotting to concrete world, concrete jungle, where if you put something for concrete, now it don't go grow. Meanwhile, you live in a land where you are eating fresh organic food. There's so many things you don't have to buy in the market. Your politicians will come, jam you people's heads together, and they will now weaponize it. You people will be fighting amongst yourselves, fighting, tear each other's clothes while they are filling their bank accounts with our common resources. The people that are enjoying your resources do not come from your community. Some of them do. They just look for the ras ones amongst you in your community to just sprinkle small money to, right? The entire resources that should go to you as part of the community will not come from you. It is people from outside your community, outside of your tribe, that are chopping your money. Tell me why a northerner will own an oil rig in the south when the oil is not in the north. You don't think there's a problem with that. But they will not come together, weaponize it, because a few of your greedy, gluttonous members of family, community members that don't care about you, are joining with these thieves to loot your destiny. And you will come out and say, it's my tribe, man, so I have to be careful. But you are suffering. You can't send your children to school. You cannot pay school fees. You can't even afford it. They're not born you where to afford school fees now. Even the federal schools that don't have blackboard anymore, no chairs to sit down, not you can't afford to pay it. You can't. You can't even afford to feed your children. But you are supporting your brother because he's the one there. You are not benefiting anything, but you are okay. You are suffering. You are okay with the suffering because your brother is the one there. Speak the truth so that everybody will know where their problems is coming from. No, you won't, because he's your brother. This brother, my brother, my brother, my tribe, it's all over Nigeria. It's not just one place, everywhere. You see how the Northerners are all angry? Even though I don't support, no one when I support inside the fight, left to maybe they beat each other, tear their agbada. On air, I will be very happy. Okay? But when Buhari Boo was doing his own, he didn't say anything. I did not see, I mean, I wasn't really following the politics. Maybe some people came out and said something, I don't know, but hey, I did not see this amount of pushback. Now that it is somebody that is not from their own tribe, he is now doing ×2 of what their brother did, is peppering them. Now that he's not looking at their faces and insisting that this tax bill, whatever happens, it must fly. Gist and chill, welcome, greetings, Annie, welcome, I see you guys. Welcome, compliments of the season. Nigerian system is a weapon fashioned against Nigerians. Exactly. My brother. Exactly. Do you understand? All these people are making money at your expense. They are happy that you are fighting. They are happy that you are divided. People are busy talking about Islamization, Islamization, Islamization. As you are paying attention to the Islamization, make sure you are paying attention to other details. Because with this agenda, that's this Muslim conversation that is going on, there is something going on behind that if you don't pay attention to, you will miss. They are doing something else behind you as they are pushing Islam, because they know, they already understand you as a Nigerian, that people have been saying, oh, they want to push, they are pushing Muslim ticket. They want to Islamicize Nigeria. They can't say, you know what, let's keep them busy while we push this. And you guys are caught up in that conversation. I'm not saying don't talk about it. I'm saying who they cry, they see road. So as you are talking about the Muslim agenda, also pay attention to the details. What are you not saying? What are they not showing you? What are they not showing you? That's what you should be asking. What am I missing here? What are they not showing me? What else is happening that they are not showing me? That's what you should be paying attention to, because these people understand Nigerians. They've selected the greedy ones amongst us. They have fed them. Okay, the ones that are gluttonous, right, and are mentally imbalanced in their head, they want to take everybody's share and make it their own, right? So they will sprinkle little things to them, just like they did during slave trade, right, with their colonialists, because I wasn't there, but with their colonialists, that mindset of the colonial person, right, these people, they use against Sudan. So until us as a people come together and say, no, enough is enough. We are tired.
This whole thing ends now. We don't care. Because really and truly, honestly, religion and tribe is not the problem. Nobody chooses where they come from. Nobody chooses the religion they are born into. Some people wake up, find out, say their papa and their lineage, that traditionalists they be. That's all they've known all their lives. Some people grow up and, you know, they grew up in homes where it was Christianity. You go to church Monday to Sunday. Some people grew up in homes where it is Musolumi. You go to Kewu school where they flog you. You understand? That's all you've known. But that does not mean that you should now stand in the way of other people. If you're practicing your religion, practice it in your room. You cannot impose your own religion on other people because you feel that you have the power to know. It doesn't work like that, because what you are driving at is chaos. We really need to know what we're doing this 2025. No room for, oh, he's my brother, he's my sister, oh, we are from the same place, so anything he does. Look at Edo State. The governor in Edo State is from my tribe. Hello, did I vote for him? Hell, no. Did people in Edo State as a whole vote for him? No. Allegedly, traditional leaders went to kneel down. Traditional leaders, and they say, oh, traditional leader, we have to kneel down, respect, dobale, hey, put our head down. Our traditional leader, that people carry on their head. They went to kneel down. They say traditional leader, he doesn't want to move, he doesn't do this, he do that. They went to kneel down and beg that, please, T-Pain, give us a mumu that we can control like battery. You guys can see, you are witnesses to it. The man cannot talk. Numbers safe, enough talk. When we have highly educated people from my tribe, educated people from my tribe, but they say, no, is this one we can control? Even when they were talking about local government chairmen not having access to their offices because he locked them up, he said they should come and give account, whatever the story was. I didn't really pay mind to it, because after that whole mess of imposition of a wrong candidate, I washed my hands off. I was like, I'm going to look from a distance. Okay? Oshomole, that is a senator. Please tell me, senators are not busy in Nigeria. They don't have work. I'm sorry. They're just getting money. Your taxpayers' money is just entering their pocket for free. They're not doing anything. Oshomole came to speak for the man. He could not even talk. Oshomole had to come and speak for him. You don't find that suspicious? You see, our problem is the same all across Nigeria. Anywhere you go to the north, is the same. You go to the middle belt, is the same. You go to the south, is the same. Middle belters have leaders. Gowon is from there. Danjuma is from the middle belt, North Central, as they call it. Right? All these heavyweight people are from the middle belt. Look at how their people were massacred. What did they do about it? What did they do? What fights did they put up? Being people that were once military, once in power, what did they do? They just paid them, all of them keep quiet, enter house, watched as their people were dismembered. Doesn't that tell us all we need to know? And these people come, the people that massacred them did it in the name of a religion. So nobody should come here and gaslight you. In the name of a religion, the same religion, they are telling you now that they want to bring it in another part. They want to make it. Somebody said in a life I was listening to that if it's possible, let them have it all over Nigeria. You people are not shouting yet. Your voices are not being heard. I never see shouts where it don't satisfy me about this whole thing. Oh. All of us knew what happened to Deborah. Deborah don't be Muslim. Waiting Deborah type, you know, reach the level of punishment where they give that girl. The girl is no more. The person will carry out that barbaric act till tomorrow, they never see her. They claim say they don't see her. The man even show his face for camera, say that he do am. Till today, we know what happened for Southern Kaduna when Little Finger did there. The massacre. How many people? They have leaders from Kaduna that were top people. What did they say? You see that the problem in Nigeria is the same everywhere. These people don't care about you and I. They don't. They don't care about the people in Nigeria. They don't care whether you live or you die. You don't concern them. They are lining their pockets. You heard one of them come out and say that T-Pain has how many oil wells in a community that is not his own. He's from the West, but he has oil wells in the South and Niger Delta. And you have Niger Deltas that are supporting him. You know, since we get problem. Even in the North, the mining that is going on, you think the money is not coming into his pocket one way or the other? We are not where we are ready. This 2025. If you people like, take everything casually. Now, turn by turn, we don't enter now. Turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. You go say, oh, you know, kuku consign me. Nigerian elites have their heads in the sand. They rather discuss distraction, divisive topics of tribe and religion instead of real issues that I'm telling you. Islam is not the problem. As much as, yes, I have, you know, hey, and me, I don't want that. My own is do your religion inside your house. I don't care. I grew up in Ibadan. Guess what? They were Muslims. I grew up with Muslims. I grew up with traditionalists. I grew up with Christians. When all the grandmothers will come, there they will pack all of us. They are going to the mosque. They will carry us to Ile-Kewu. I have gone to Ile-Kewu as a child. I have very vague memories of it because I was really, really young at the time. But I've been to Ile-Kewu. When they are doing their festivities, guess what? They will share food. All of us will chop. We will all wear clothes and be happy as children. The ones that go to church, when church time, they will carry all of us, all the children. They go, we go sit down for children's session. They eat sweet and biscuits. The traditionalists will come. He will pray for the children in the compound. Let the children, we declare. He will declare, put things and declare and say, the children no harm will come to them. Oh. I remember when they were doing Gbamo, it was very common then. At that time when I was growing up in Ibadan, Gbamo, kidnappers of children. Traditionalists will wake up in the morning, will pray over all the children in the compound, like none of us will miss our children, none of we will say declarations. Nobody was impeding on other people's spaces. People were intermarrying amongst themselves. For a long time, it was normal for me to see how Muslim couples and Muslim and Christian together. It was in Ibadan. I saw it. I didn't know. I used to see it. They'll say, oh, Alaji's wife. Ah, Alaji, where's your wife? Oh, she has gone to church. Everybody was living peacefully. There was religious tolerance. So you see that religion is not really the problem. It is the fanatics, the evil ones amongst them that are hiding under the cloak, right? To carry out these demonic acts. If we have the right structures, you should think about it. If we have the right structures in place, you think religion will have any power? There are Muslims in America, all over. It is one court everybody goes to. You cannot come and say one Sharia court did this and they chop people's men, dismember. Lie. It can't fly. You have a problem, you go to American court system. Now they go judge your case. One court system for everybody. One set of rules for everybody. Nigeria, now. Okay, you claim say Sharia don't do Southwest before. Okay, I don't argue with you. If you know say the Sharia courts don't do, why come we not they hear about all this? Okay, then what you want to do? Okay, leave it the way it is now. People are okay with it. Why do you want to come and change? What is there again that you need to change? I have friends that their father, one father is either Muslim, mama is Christian. Lots of them. Either mother is Muslim and father is Christian. They are living peacefully, no wahala. We need to know who our enemies are. It's not by going to church, Akraba, you will kabash from morning to night, but you are faced with the same problem in the morning. All your prayers, and I'm not dissing you, hey, everybody, you have a right to pray. But this whole thing that Nigerians do every year, no change. Instead, it keeps getting worse and worse. You should stop and say, wait a minute. What should I do different? There must be something I'm not doing right. Your most effective prayers is the ones you pray on your own, by yourself, in your corner. Those are the most effective prayers. Exactly. Mr. Ferreira, nobody wants to talk about 100. We just lost 180 people to tank explosion today. No news channel carry up. Nobody they talk about that. We've become insensitive to the lives of people. We keep hearing, oh, we've lost people, we've lost people. People have gotten used to hearing it. They're like, whatever. Oh, another, oh, well, you know, life, God gives, God takes. Hey, God, I beg you. When people, they guard their own citizens, that they say, no, we won't lose because we want to continue to remain one of the powerful. Una don't even know how many would be, first of all. I don't know. The accurate count today, we don't know. All you people do is bloat. You just bloat the numbers so that you can collect money from World Bank. Nobody wants to talk about the people suffering, dying, why and how to stop it. Nobody. Everybody is it's all about, let me make my own. Let me go and chop my own. National cake. Let me put my own in my pocket. Guess what? With all the money that these people are lying in their pockets, there's no change, Joe. There's no change. There's no impact. When they finally die, right? They are like forgotten. They are like wind when just blew past when you don't know. That's how they are. No legacy, nothing, nada. Where is IBB today? IBB they wheelchair. Who they remember IBB? If you measure IBB now all the bad things. Now IBB make 419 power popular. Now during IBB time, now fraud come plenty for Nigeria. Now that time, 9 students, what do they call? They shut down schools for months. We know go school. He's in a wheelchair. All the money that he stole or that he was a part of, where is the money today? That money cannot heal him. That money cannot heal him. I saw when I was on Twitter, when I used to be on Twitter, Abacha, one of Abacha's daughter, I think she put out a tweet. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what the tweet was. If you see how they came after her, hey, God, I beg you. A good name is better. Please forget about it. If you see her comment section, they abuse. Because they say how these people take they cope. The abuse will follow. The money when the man steal, they see they recuperate them from Switzerland. How many I won't talk? I keep saying we don't get any heroes for Nigeria. We never had. All those heroes they were all lies. We never had. We might have regional heroes. This region, you do well for a region, you do well for a people. We have that. Those people, the ones that my tribe's mad, he did well for us. Yes. In your community, in your village, yes, your hero did there. But national hero, zero. Zero. And he say foreign looters are excavating minerals. I'm telling you, without remorse or permission, while we are disjointed in our discourse for you, I'm telling you, they are busy. Helicopter every time, come pick up their minerals every time. France now is happy. You don't see the red. Well, no, did you find it suspicious the red carpet when they roll out for Tinubu, T-Pain, when they go France? When they play, what do they call them? What's this? These people's music. They play her for her. If so, France, the handle for France that time, they tweet in pidgin English. You didn't think it was suspicious? People have lost trust for the Nigerian government. So if an outside government says this is what's happening, guess who people are going to believe? Whose words they're going to take? Your guess is as good as mine. The Nigerian government does not care whether the people have trust in them or not. They don't care. They are making promises already. Oh, agriculture is going to be, like people who do New Year's resolution. They will write, oh, I will go to the gym 5 times a week. I will lose 40 pounds within 6 months. I will eat better. I will eat fruits. I will go and order this. I will put myself on the food plan. Right? They will have all this plan. After January 2nd, 3rd, maybe they do it for like 1 week. They revert to the old. All that New Year's resolution, when they talk, say they go carry out what they say they go do, they don't go achieve them. In the end, it will not be achieved. As a people, we need to come together and do what we need to do. We cannot keep doing this. We cannot keep going around the same circles. It's not working out for us. You have abandoned your land flowing with milk and honey to come and embrace. If the structures were in place in Nigeria, who will be here in the abroad? Who will be? We will all be, most of us will be leaders in our various communities. We'll be changing lives, making our communities better. The worst of us is ruling over us in Nigeria. I never understood. Somebody has gone to spend all this time in school. You keep going to school, fellowship after fellowship, PhD after PhD. You cannot even impact your people. And the kind of jobs you will even get to do outside the country, it will not be enough because you will not find satisfaction in it because you're not doing it for the people that really, truly need it. We need to talk to each other. We need to talk more to each other. We need to spread the information far and wide. We can't continue like this. We are joking if we think that we can thrive. If we think we can survive like this, we can't. As a people, we will eventually fade away if we do not do what is needed to be done. As we speak, the North is plotting. You see why I like my daughter, brothers and sisters? They don't need to talk. There's not too much noise. Guess what? They'll just plot their own. They go, look at that Garus now. He said they already have their candidate, but he's not going to say anything until then. That's what he's saying. But South, if I ask South people now, what are they plan? Nobody, silence. Everybody is divided. My tribe is this. My tribe is that. Everybody is divided. I have to give it to my northern brothers and sisters. They already have plans. Question is, what are you people in the South doing? What are you doing? I heard Fubara has given title to Asari Dokubo. I don't know how true it is, but I heard. I don't know what title. I didn't bother to read because it doesn't concern me. These are the people that are being rewarded. You that spent years in school, why did you even go and study the course you studied if you cannot use it for your own people? Why? No matter how much you think you have accumulated in the Obodo, if you cannot use it for your people, it's a waste. It's a waste because you cannot be recognized as much as your people will recognize you. You can't. Exactly, Mr. Ferreira. The breakfast has already been served. If our Southerners were not coming together and people are arguing about Islamization, oh, they want Islam to be all over, people are confidently saying, yes, they want people's bodies to be dismembered. All the people's bodies that are dismembered, what provisions are made for them? The North has how many percentage of poor people? Abajiris. You want to export that to the Southwest. Southwest, when we say they are liberal, you want to bring it. You are talking about the women dress, anyhow. You want to. Nobody is even in all the conversations that I've heard. Nobody is talking about the women and the children. You know that your religion does not favor women and children. That means that your 5-year-old will be getting married to old men. They'll be treating VVF. That VVF they will not transport it to you. That means that your women will be covered up because they'll be like the enemy. Because they say the sight of a woman, they arouse them. Is that what you people want? And within the West, the Southwest, there are people that are saying, yes, we want it. When you are not the only one living in that community, where my Southwest brothers and sisters, it's up to you. It's up to you people. It's up to you people. I can only say so much. I can only do so much. Even all this one that I've said, I don't know what impact it will have. That my own are just a talk. But my own, if you ask my opinion, we will not allow, we could push against them with everything that you have. You don't even need to look far. If anybody wants to practice Sharia, they should move to Saudi Arabia. They should move to the north where the Sharia is active. Why come and impose it somewhere that people have their lives already set? People keep coming out and say, oh, Islam has been in the Southwest for centuries. That one will they ask you. But how are they living their life? Are they not living in peace? Do you see any dismembered people? Apart from the skull mining that we discovered that people do for money ritual, all the nonsense that they are doing. Go to the north if you want to practice Sharia. We already have an active community that does Sharia. Move there. It's simple. Why come and you live in a foreign land where there are rights, where you have freedom of rights, liberal? What are you doing in those countries if you know you love Sharia so much? Why don't you go back to your country, go back to the northern part of your country and do your Sharia in peace? Go and do your Sharia in peace and marry as many women as you want. They accept it there. Why come and burden other people? Look at what they did with the North Central and the Middle Belt. Look at the number of the mayhem. They have driven people from their homes. As they drive them, they go rename the communities. Take over their heritage and everything. Is that what you want in the Southwest? They are telling you, oh, women dress indecently, women this, women that. Nobody is considering the impact this thing is going to have on the women and the children. Nobody is thinking about it. Everybody is just talking about, oh, yes, it's good, it's good. If it's that fantastic, how come the North is not like heaven on earth? If it was working, please, somebody answer me. How come the North is not like, why are people not rushing to go to the North? How come we have so much suffering in the North? If the Sharia law is so fantastic, how come people are not, even me, I go follow go the North? If to say everywhere pepper rest. If that's the case. But you want to bring it and impose it on people that already have a lifestyle that they are living. If it's doing very well, if it's thriving very well, yeah, then the North should be like, it should be like heaven on earth. Like the street should be made of gold. But it's not like that. You guys are, the North is the hardest hit. Very intolerant. As they burn people, they kill people, they dismember people that are mostly Christians. Even when you are a Muslim, you are not even fully this thing. You're not fully absorbed from it. All you have to do is say one thing, make one check a mistake. That's it, you're gone. And that kind of word, then you want import, come other people backyard. Me as a Southern person, I reject it for my Southwestern people. I vehemently stand against it. It cannot happen. If you want to have your religion, go to the north where it's thriving. Go there, to the hottest part of it. Go there. Don't come and affect other people's lives with it. Are you the only one that follow come everybody else do? Eh? It's because they give backyard thinking ideas a mainstream view. Those that should not be granted interviews to spread their poison are giving. I'm telling you. Eh? You shouldn't be giving airtime to people that are intentionally pushing for you to go back 1,000 times. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Southwest that has a liberal lifestyle. I have tons of friends that are Muslim father or Muslim mother married to Christian or married to traditionalist, and they are thriving. You now want to come and impose your ideas that do not favor anybody. We cannot forget in a hurry what you guys did to Deborah. Till today, we are asking, who are the perpetrators? Bring them out. No. You now want to carry the same thing and bring it to people's compound. Abba. On behalf of my Yoruba brothers and sisters, you people reject it. Me, I'm rejecting it for you. Anybody, any one of you that is interested in the Sharia, they should pack their load, pack their kaya, go to the north, the 5 states of the north, not central, no, the 5 states of the, let them go and be practicing it and be having a ball. Because if that Sharia was working, the north would be like London. Everybody will be rushing there. How come nobody wants to be a part of it? Shouldn't people be asking questions? How come? Nobody's talking about the effect it will have on the women. Nobody's talking about the effect it will have on the children. You want to be giving out your children, 5-year-old, to old men. Then they will not be treating sickness from 5-year-old to, you won't even give them the chance to even attempt at life. And we are folding our hands and we're going to let it happen? Hey, Cynthia, long time. Oh my God, darling, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, you're catching a show today. Yep. Welcome, girl. How have you been? So good to see you. Welcome, my sister. I really appreciate you stopping by. We need to know what they do. This is not 2025. Everybody need to know what they do. Nigeria need to wake up. More people need to wake up. I have to give kudos. Because last year, a lot of people have woken up. A lot of Nigerians, I have to say that. Because the silence we saw before, it has changed. People are now starting to speak up and do what they need to do. Let's continue to encourage that and move and continue to speak truth to power. I'm telling you, now who they are alive, now they talk. Who know they are alive, now know they talk. See you see the one that they come together, take help, deliver to me. Because let me tell you, if you say we no talk, deliver to me would have been a forgotten person. A well-known lawyer at that in Nigeria. Imagine how they abducted him. No talk of you when nobody know. So imagine the number of people that are sitting in jails now across Nigeria that nobody knows about. Imagine. So if your voices were not heard regarding Dele Farotimi, only God knows what would have become of that man. The same way we all stood up for Dele Farotimi, that's what we need to continue to do. Because let me tell you, tribe don't mean nothing if you don't have anybody to be quarreling with and be comparing your tribe to. It doesn't mean anything. It's not going to mean anything. We are better as a people that are united. Even if we're going to go our separate ways eventually and have like a, federation, is it federation? federalism, where the center is decentralized, every region is managing their own. If we have to do that, let's get there. But for now, we need to come together and fight and remove this evil that is in our country. Is this how you people want to continue in 2025? Who will survive? How many people did we lose already? New year, 180 people just like that. First day of the year. That has set the tone for the rest of the year. Do you know that? I can guarantee you that if I pick up my phone and check, there's something else that has happened. Nobody, before anybody died for Nigeria, I said the whole country, they mourn. People are so desensitized now. It doesn't mean anything anymore. But everybody need to draw their ear. The talking needs to increase. People need to understand what's going on. From the villages to the towns to the cities. Everybody need to carry, what do they call them? Microphone. They talk, they educate people. People that are saying, we don't have an opposition in Nigeria. None. Labour Party in the bush. PDP has disappeared. They finished all those opposite parties. But the voices, it is the people that matter. If the people start to increase their voice, everybody they come together and they fight. Trust me, things go change. Now here I go talk, I'm rich today. I don't fit talk past like this, as you know. I'm soft. But I don't fit keep quiet. Let me come out again. If something happen again, I go come out. I don't make promise myself this year. Back to back. Back to back. I go share my link. Anybody where get waiting they won't talk. The figure add their 2 cents. If I wait 2 minutes, nobody show up, I shut it down for the day. We need to do better, my people, because all these people, they look anybody face, so they are getting wealthier while you are getting poorer. People can't afford to send their kids to school anymore. They can't. Where's the money? They can't afford it anymore. People are struggling to feed their children. Struggle. And it keeps getting worse. It's not reducing, nothing. It's not coming down anytime soon. See New Orleans, from people living in New Orleans, so sorry, my condolence. So, hey, somebody drove into a crowd of people celebrating New Year's Eve. Hey, people die, some seriously injured. So, I don't know. Hey. One thing when me know be say Nigeria, I don't know. I don't want to use my mouth talk say, because if we really are ready, we will do something about our situation. That's just the truth. If we're not ready, we're not going to do anything. It will continue. By the way, they said in Switzerland, they've banned wearing of face coverings in public, including burqas. It's officially banned. Kudos to them. They try. If you're going to move to the West, abide by the rules of the West. If you know, so you want to live where they carry go Saudi Arabia, go places where they allow those kind of things. Don't come another person country, they force them to accept your old way of life. It doesn't work like that too. Hey. Anyway, and then your T-Pain's wife, she says 2020 Nigeria should build bridges of respect, protect dignity of elders. Elders wey don't put give, wey don't carry on enter where una don't know. Now they want make una dey respect o. Eh? They say make una respect o. Una respect elders. Nigerians, please respect your elders o. Elders wey don't sink una future. Like they want make una respect. Elders wey don't know whether una dey survive, whether una live or die. Like they want make una respect. Elders wey don't carry on enter trabaye. Eh? Oh my God. Hey, wow. Oh, Jamie. My people, make I end up for here. But before I go, make I give una my parting music. I don't load up music now. Omo. Now back to back, I go dey give una the music. Let me see.